Hey guys, what's up? So in this video, I'll show you which heroes should embrace the new effects of War Axe and Brute Force Breastplate. And then I'll also list those who might want to consider other item options. Let's kick things off with the heroes who should definitely get their hands on War Axe and Brute Force Breastplate. Balmond takes the top spot thanks to his spinning second skill that synergizes perfectly with the stack activation of both items. The movement speed bonus is also a cherry on top, helping him chase down enemies effectively. X.Borg's spammable first skill aligns seamlessly with the stacking mechanics of War Axe and Brute Force Breastplate, and the added movement speed complements his playstyle. With War Axe, Ruby can skip the item Bloodlust Axe on her build, and because of her spell vamp, she can hold her ground during team fights, making it easy to reach full stacks from those two items. Next is Alpha. The heal allows him to survive prolonged team fights, which is perfect for the new item effects. And War Axe also grants him additional true damage, allowing him to shred those tanky heroes easily. Next is Yuzong. His passive damage benefits from War Axe true damage, just like this. Ideally, you'd want him to have these two items and then the rest are defense. Next is Lapu Lapu. He can be very tanky, all the while having decent damage with these two items. Targeting those squishy heroes at the back will be easier with the extra true damage and movement speed buff. Next is Tamus. The damage coming from his first skill and ultimate can benefit from the true damage of War Axe, and each tick also adds a stack to the items. His tanky game style will allow him to maintain the stacks easily. Next is Terizla. He is another hero who doesn't die easily, making him a viable War Axe and Brute Force user. The new War Axe will give him extra damage, all the while maintaining his sustain feature because of spell vamp. Next is Martis. With his short skill cooldown and fast basic attacks, he can easily reach full stacks with those two items. Maybe add a couple of defense items just to be sure he survives those team fights. Next is Alus. His ultimate can trigger the stacks of the two items. And his passive is also the same with the stack activation of War Axe and Brute Force. Now let's move on to the heroes who shouldn't use those two items. Number 1 is Diron. His game style is more of a burst type hero, which is the opposite effect of those two items. Another hero is Zilong. Despite being a fighter, he's better suited for high attack items so that he doesn't lose his burst specialty. Next is Khalid. Maybe this is just me, but I prefer Khalid to be a burst type hero. You can still use those two items, but you'll have a hard time maintaining stacks once your first skill goes on cooldown. Next is Benedetta. I won't recommend it on a full damage Benedetta because she's more like an assassin that way. She goes in to target the backlines and then dashes out safely. With that game style, she won't be able to utilize the full stack of those items. Next is Yin. Yin is kinda squishy, which means it's hard to collect and maintain stacks. Next is Alucard. Just like Dirot, Alucard is more of a burst type guy. Despite his insane lifesteal, he really can survive extended team fights, especially when against a crowd control composition. Next is Cho. Damage Cho is burst type and it's not recommended to use War Axe and Brute Force. His combo usually lasts for a short time, making it ineffective to collect stacks. Next is Badang. With his Trinity build, I think there's no more space for the two items. And Spell Vamp is useless on Badang. And then we have the okay-ish ones. These are heroes where using War Axe and Brute Force Breastplate is more of an optional choice. The effects aren't bad, but they're not game-changing either. They are Leomord, Freya, Bane, Mincetor, and Jawhead. They fall into the optional category, and the decision to use these items depends on your playstyle and team composition. And that's it for our War Axe and Brute Force heroes. There are still many not included, but those are the ones on top of my list. And one thing to remember is the limited effect of War Axe on marksmen, mages, and supports. Now, I want to hear from you. Who else would you include in this list and why? Share it in the comment section. That's all for this video. Stay safe and thank you for watching.